Okay, hello everybody. This is the December 14th meeting of the Shrewsbury Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. And I want to welcome you here this afternoon. We'll start with the minutes of the last meeting.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we accept the minutes of the November 9th meeting as printed.
All right, Paul, do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kathy. And do we have any discussion? Any changes, comments, discussion? There being none, all those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous, thank you. All right, we'll look at the treasurer's report next. Healthy balances all around. Everything appears to be okay. Any questions? All right, this does not require a vote. Let's go to the check register. Revolving account. Yes, Paul?
Couple of questions. I think one is on and off the table, but the 49,000, is that the same? I went through the whole report and we have a fish for the formula. Is that the same piece and it will get reimbursed, or is that something different?
It is the same.
Okay,
They
that's
are
fine.
giving us the correct
Okay,
at
they were
the end.
And then the 30,000 state aided insurance, is that health, liability?
No, that is insurance for all of our state apartments.
So, like property and casualty?
Property, yes.
Okay, all right. Is that an annual fee for the whole enchilada or just state?
Annual,
So that's annual for state?
yes.
Not for the feds and not for our...
Families.
Right.
That seems high to me, but I guess, is that normal? Is it always about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It does seem high.
Yeah.
And DHCD is the one who does all the procurement with these.
And we don't have any
get
choice.
to pick.
We don't have any choice.
So that makes that easy. And then every time I see insurance, I always remind to ask about D&O, and that's all current.
Yes.
Okay, then that's it. I'm good, Mr. Chair.
Okay, and on that roof replacement item, is that what the credit is related to that we're going to talk about later?
Yes.
Okay, fine, thank you. That's my question. Anybody?
Nope, it just seemed high, but you've explained that, so.
Last month, it was only 50,000.
Yeah, we
Okay.
were low last month,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, if there's no other questions, comments, or discussion, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the 61 checks in the register for totaling $199,027.69.
And do we have a second?
Second.
And thank you, Maria. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous, thank you. Okay. Anybody have any questions on the maintenance update that accompanied that?
No.
Nope.
Okay, good. Good. So then now we will go to portability out check register.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the portability out, 140 checks totaling $145,311 even.
Second.
And Kathy second. And any questions, comments, discussion? If there being none, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No, all unanimous. But is
Unanimous.
there only one check? Did I miss one?
There's two.
Oh, we went out of order, Mr. Chair, so we both skipped.
I actually said portability out first, so.
Oh, then I skipped right by it.
That's
So
okay.
that wasn't the portability.
That's
That-
correct,
Okay,
yes.
so I'd now like to do a motion for the portability, 2 checks totaling $3,270.30.
And Kathy will second that, just so
Second.
I can keep my notes
I
straight.
Yeah,
apologize.
second.
I made a mistake. That's on me. I apologize.
And do we have any comments, discussion on that? There being none, all those in favor, say aye, please.
Aye.
Now
Opposed?
we're all correct.
Okay, we're unanimous. Very good.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the payroll in the amount of 40, as printed.
All right, we have a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, Kelly, on the narrow monitor.
On the narrow monitor, the waivers, that they allowed us back when the pandemic first started, verification, inspections, and occupancy policies, those are all winding down, but we never took advantage of those waivers.
We did everything
We
anyway.
did everything.
Good for us.
In which I was surprised on is, under vaccination requirements, we're not considered federal. We're not.
By who? By the federal government? We're not considered federal?
Per
Federal contractors.
Yeah, but
PHAs
who
are
makes
not
that
considered
determination?
federal contractors and do not fall under the federal vaccine requirement.
Yeah, so that means the feds have said that we're not federal.
Contractors.
Right.
Right.
But if we had project-based programs,
Oh, I
then we would
understand.
fall under the,
Okay,
So, like the people who do the fish projects, are they federal contractors?
Yes.
So
those
they,
are all state projects.
Well,
okay.
your point stands, though.
Okay.
Right. We're not a contractor. We're a board.
Right.
These aren't contractors.
Right.
Someone that's a third-party entity that we pay for a service would be a contractor.
Right.
State,
Yes.
federal
Okay.
distinction notwithstanding.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
thank you, Paul.
HUD extends the housing choice voucher renewals. And that's all that really was in Mass Narrative.
Okay. Let's keep moving along. We have the vacancy reports.
So there is 2 vacancies. I'm not sure.
I see you're holding them for last time?
We are holding them for Leicester. Leicester Housing Authority, the week before Thanksgiving, had a fire which displaced 40 of their elderly residents.
Are you applying for the waiver that they tell you to?
We've already have
You're fully.
done all that.
Okay. all right.
That's weird.
So
happened?
as soon as
Like emergency.
the following day, the 72 housing authorities received emails about Leicester. We reached out, and right now we're holding 2, but they're second floors. As Leicester is almost 20 miles away from here, a lot of elderly folks, they're trying to match the best. So we've already pulled a list where if Leicester doesn't need us, we have 2 residents who are gonna move into those apartments.
I have a question, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Paul.
At the risk of sounding inhumane and being vilified. Well, no, because it's a numerical question. We track dates, open, closed, uses. Will the holding of these units for the Leicester, which I'm, to be very clear, completely supportive of, will that mess up our open dates and all of that, or is there some kind of exemption there?
That's what I asked about the waivers for.
That's the
There
waivers
is
for
an
the open, okay.
There is an exemption. That's why I included Evelyn's.
Did they respond to your
HCD.
to the waiver request? Did you actually get a response?
So what they're saying is we're asking you to continue to hold the vacancies that you offered. If you have not already, you should request a waiver in the vacancy system. In the vacancy system, the type of waiver is 5 units repurposed for non-residential housing. Typically providing resident services, DHCD is expanding waiver type 5 for those LHAs temporarily housing household affected by Leicester Housing Authority fire.
Is that our day's turnover, though? Does that affect that?
That's not gonna affect anything.
Okay, that's
Yes.
fine. All right.
And for how long do we have to hold them? When will they let us know? Because now they're saying they want to keep them in their hotels. Didn't I read that somewhere?
Yes. So right now,
Yes, you did.
these affected folks are in a hotel in Auburn. I know contractors have been to the Leicester Housing Authority and fixing, but they're allowing the first floor people to move in. It's not the second floor
Move
people.
back in? Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes. So I would assume we're gonna hear probably something within the next couple of weeks, most likely by the end of the month.
Okay.
Okay,
Can I make a request, Mr. Chair?
please.
Given that this may take a couple of weeks, but probably won't take a month, and there's obviously interest here for both community outreach, we may get asked about that, and/or days open. Could you just send an email, an updating email to the board when you know more?
Oh,
Is
absolutely.
that all right with you, Mr. Chair?
Of course.
All right. And then that way, we don't respond, we can't, all that, but at least we have an update in data and all that. Thank you.
Sounds good.
In that last, it's waitlist tab, Shirley just printed that, just to show that we have, just in case the Leicester folks don't wanna move in.
That's showing you what you've got lined up.
Yes.
Right. Okay,
Great, thank you.
okay. Federal?
No vacancies.
Okay. And I would note to everyone, although the apartment turnover here doesn't look so bad over the last year, the one at the state was much more active. So
Could I ask a question?
Yes.
Just on the vacancies, I know Leicester is a state, so if we had a vacancy here at the towers, we couldn't hold that for that. Okay.
This is a DHC-driven thing. So, okay, the Section 8 is fully leased, 173. We're good there. Anything we need to know, Kelly? Okay, and now we're on to the social services report.
Shirley saw 37 residents.
Yep. Any questions, anyone?
No, thank you.
And now we get to the long-awaited schedule.
Yeah. Hopefully we can still do our road show.
The long-awaited schedule. So our next meeting is going to be at Francis Gardens.
And I was at Francis Gardens yesterday. For the next 3 Mondays, I'm out there doing meetings with the tenants. I think we should wait and see the numbers
Okay.
before. Theirs is much smaller than this open. I think we should just plan on week by week.
So, can we leave it up to Kelly, who then will check with me, and then we'll let you all know?
Yeah, let us know the Friday before when you
Yep.
post it, where we're going.
I normally get the updates saying how many cases in Shrewsbury, as I'm sure you all do.
They've been rising.
They have.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Baker made an announcement today related that he is not going to pursue a mask mandate. He's 100% not going to do it. So Shrewsbury has one, but
Right,
the Baker one.
right. Okay, and as you can all see from the next piece of correspondence, we're pleased to be awarded $183,532.77 for formula funding from the federal government, no,
No.
from the state for fiscal year 2025. That formula funding is used for our capital plan. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about that? There being none, we'll move on to the credit that I mentioned while we were talking about expenses. As you can see, there was a change order that resulted in a credit on a roofing project. So we don't need to do anything. Kelly, do you want to elaborate at all?
The following changes is ordered in accordance. The change went from Open Valley to California Valley.
Whatever that means.
Shingles
Okay.
and the ply roof decking credit.
We didn't use as much plywood.
So this was the first credit that, in my 4 years, that
We've ever seen.
I was just saying, I don't think I've ever seen a credit.
So it's nothing to vote on.
Right.
Well, I just had
You have to accept it, right?
You guys have to accept
Yeah, I
it.
would think we would.
And it should be a vote.
Yeah, I would think we would.
It is, I'm sorry, it is a vote.
Yep. So, any questions, anyone?
Nope.
Okay, there being none, so
Would you like a motion?
Yes,
Mr.
please.
Chair? Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to accept the change order and a resulting credit for the Commonwealth of Mass regarding a roof, job number 271069-CO, as in Cat Oscar -0001. And the resulting credit is for $4,128.76.
we have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Who's that?
Maria.
Maria, okay. And if there is no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous, thank you. Good work, Kelly, getting us credit like that.
Thanks.
Okay, so we
I've never seen
also,
that.
I neither have I.
That's why I wanted to vote on it, just to make sure, given that we've never
It-
seen it
it was a
before.
vote.
okay, so now we're gonna review our annual plan.
Yes.
And this is a public hearing, so I need a motion to open the public hearing.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing with the intent of reviewing our annual plan.
And do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, so purpose of this is to review where we are at on certain items for capital improvements. And you will see on tab number, I think, 1 or 2, a list of capital improvements. Which shows the sites and the improvements that are being addressed and the cost associated with each. I think that's where we should be looking, right, Kelly? So, Kelly, you want to talk about it?
I will.
I've done enough talking.
This is a review and public comment for the annual plan. This notice was published 45 days before this hearing in each of the SH sites and on the website. Each year, LHA shall submit an annual plan to DHCD for approval before the fiscal year. The first 16 pages of this report is all in different languages.
I noticed that. I couldn't read it.
Yeah.
Thought it was me.
The first tab, capital improvement plan, an updated 5-year capital improvement plan describing how the LHA will preserve and modernize its state-aided public housing units available over the next 5 years. The second tab has all the fish projects that we've done. The third tab is the maintenance and repair plan. The fourth is the annual operating budget. The fifth is the PMR ratings, and because of COVID, they didn't do any of the PMRs.
Right.
PMR,
Public management review.
thank you.
I don't have a fourth tab.
You don't?
Nope. What page is it?
Mm,
Maintenance overview is 3, right?
yes.
PMR, narrative
got 5.
responses.
PMR is number 5.
Narrative responses is the title.
And I think I've got the pages, I just don't think I have the tab.
The maintenance is the longest plan.
Kathy, go all the way to your next tab. You still have 3 left. We only have 2 left. Is that done? No. That one right there.
That's 5.
That's what we're on.
Thought you said 4.
There you are.
Okay, there's no 4?
There was a 4. We skipped kind of over quickly.
4 was the
Operating
operating
budget.
operating
Operating
budget.
budget for 2023.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you don't have it.
Yeah, I don't have.
Yep. Well, it's the operating budget. so-
Okay, which I've seen before,
Which we've
so that's
seen.
fine.
Yep.
I was gonna read that tonight too.
I'll give you mine. How about if I give you mine?
Number 6 is waivers, as we have no current waivers from the regulations of the Department of DHCD. In number 7 is the surveys, but these surveys are going back from 2016 to 2018. These are not the surveys that just came out.
The recent ones,
Those
right.
will be next year's in the packet. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, the only thing I would say is that when you look at the survey, you can see that nobody in our residencies, none of our residents really have compared to the state and other small authorities, we only have 11% that even say they saw the capital improvement plan. So you post it. I mean,
Oh, it's hanging
Yeah,
right there. It has to. I have to take pictures.
so
Once I hang it.
So I'm a little disappointed with that, but, you know, then you have a higher percentage than anyone else saying that they met with you about it. So I don't know how that jives. I'm just, you know. So that's the only comment I have. I mean, it's important for us to know whether our residents are keeping up to date, whether they're keeping track of us, whether they're paying attention to what we're doing and what plans we have for renovations and for repairs around all of the facilities. So, I mean, apparently you've done a good job of meeting with them and talking about it, but that one deficiency bothers me. It doesn't jive, you know?
I
So,
understand.
you know.
I
But
think when they get the surveys, it depends.
you're also talking about a document like this.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a
So,
lot to go
you know,
through.
I don't, yeah. Including the operating budget, so.
Yes.
There's a lot to review. But as I said in the beginning, the first thing I zeroed in on was the projects that, you know, are on our radar and that what we're going to be looking at for projects, and I think that's the most important thing here. So I can only say if any of our residents out there want to take a look at this, please feel free to contact the office and Kelly, and we'll make it available to you, and it's also posted on our bulletin board
And on our
so-
website.
and on our website. So I think it's important that you are aware of what we're doing. So that's all I'll say. Anybody else have anything?
Two things, if I may. On the survey part of it, anywhere does it say what percentage of our residents completed the survey?
I believe right in the beginning.
83 surveys out of
Yeah, the middle of the
135.
first page, 135, 83, that's fall of 18 though. That's 2 years
Well,
old.
that's right, that's right.
It's 2 years ago.
Okay,
So 83 surveys were completed out of 135.
So
that's pretty good.
it's about 60% maybe, by my quick math.
And my second comment, just in general, this is a lot to take in at one seating, so it's also a lot to send, but I guess if I had known it was on the site, I might have glanced at it, or we could get this next year in November so that we can talk about it in December. Because it's been posted for 45 days,
Yes.
so just something to think about for next year.
So maybe next year when you post it, you give it to us at that stage.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
and that way we can,
Right.
So-
We have to leave it up to 45 days. We can discuss it. I think we just can't ask for public comment.
Right,
right, but then at least if we're not seeing it cold.
right.
Right.
thank you.
So I'm asking for your comments, if anybody has any, as this is a public hearing. There being none, does anybody in the public have anything they want to ask or say about this?
Hot water. Or lack of it, put it that way.
Are we still having problems with hot water?
Here?
Yeah.
We are, but I've gone up 3 times and tested, and it's been.
Okay. Still working on it, I guess.
The hot water here does not have nothing to do with.
But that has nothing to do with this plan, because this is our state
Yes.
capital plan, right? So, anything on the state plan, anybody? If there is none, then I'll entertain a motion to close the hearing.
Chair, I make a motion that we close the hearing regarding the state plan.
I have one comment before we do.
Please?
Retracted.
Since we do our road trip now, also might it make more sense to do this review at a state place in case someone does have a comment rather than doing it here? Like maybe we make December our Francis Gardens meeting so that we're discussing a plan that's relevant to the people that might be able to attend.
That makes perfect sense.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay. I will adjust my schedule and repost.
Color coded on a
Yeah.
matrix?
Yeah, exactly.
I know, I wasn't too clear on the colors.
Yeah. Different color for each facility.
I didn't come through on mine.
Okay.
So that's a good suggestion. Anybody
Okay.
else? Okay, so there's been a motion to close the hearing. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous? Do we need to vote on the plan? I think we do.
Well, if it was a hearing for purposes of discussion, I would say no. But in addition to the hearing, are we formally accepting the plan, or is the plan?
I think
It's like
that's-
the fish a subset of the plan, would be
Well,
my
I
question.
think that typically when you are reviewing a proposed annual plan such as this, I would think that you would be voting on the plan going forward, so.
We can't.
I would suggest we have a motion to move forward based on the annual plan presented to us.
All right. I think we'll make a motion. Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion to accept the proposed annual plan titled Shrewsbury Housing Authority Proposed Annual Plan for Fiscal Year 2023 for State Aid Public Housing.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you, Paul. And our next meeting at this particular stage is January 11th, and we don't know where just yet. Everybody okay with that date?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the 17th Martin Luther King Day?
Is that Monday?
Yeah, the
Then it
following
is.
Monday?
Yes,
So it's in other words, this is the week before that week, correct?
yes.
Then I'm fine. I'm out that whole week of the 17th. So yes, the 11th is fine.
Okay,
Can I ask one question before we close?
please.
New business, not on here, but any update on vaccinations? Are they gonna try to do the boosters here, or is that ship sailed?
That ship is sailed.
Okay.
I have been letting everyone know to reach out to their pharmacy that they go to, their physician. They can go get the boosters
Okay.
anywhere. I believe a lot of people have already received their boosters.
Is there a reason whether we're Stop and Shop or whomever isn't doing the clinic? Just
Now that everything's open and
Capacity.
anybody
It's just
can
easy
go.
to
I think
get
they
it.
just think
Okay.
it's wide
yeah,
open.
yeah. Right.
Yep.
No, that's fine. I didn't know. Yeah.
So,
Have you heard anything about if it's okay to mix and match on the boosters?
I think it is, because I did.
Fauci, if, whether you choose to believe it or not, Fauci has said it's okay, and in some instances, it could even be better because you get the cross-pollination effect.
Right, I mean, that, I've
Please,
heard the
nobody
same-
at home act on my medical advice. But
No, don't.
yeah, exactly. But I'm just repeating what I heard.
I know several people that have crossed over though, and nobody's reported any adverse effects, so. All right, anybody have anything else? Any other new business, old business, other business? There being none, I'll take a motion.
I will gladly make a motion. Before I do, I would also like to thank all of our viewers at home and all of our residents and wish them all a happy holiday season. And with that, I will be glad to make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Happy holidays, Merry Christmas
Thank
to all.